Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 19. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we are covering Season 2, Episode 19, Trials and Tribulations. This is an episode of Life After Lockup. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
What are you going to have for dinner today?
I am having Jersey Mike's.
I still have to have that. I have not had that yet.
It's pretty good. It's a lot better than, what's the other one they have? Jimmy John's.
Oh, I don't even think we have that here. I have never seen that here. So, well, in the Buffalo area.
There are a lot of sub shops around here. I don't know why, but there is no shortage. Did you have anything good?
Today, I had eggs. So, I've been trying to eat a lot of eggs for protein, and I just keep trying to figure out different ways to make the same eggs. I'm running out of ideas.
I need to send you some more of that crunchy garlic. They're really good with hard-boiled eggs. I bet they'd be good on, as long as you don't cook with it and you just put it on top, it's delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. I just need like more shit to put on top of it. Like I'm adding stuff to it, but I'm like, what else can I like eat with it? And today I actually put mustard in the scrambled eggs, and it was good.
Yeah, if you use brown mustard, it's delicious too.
I thought, well, you put at least I do. I put mustard in my deviled eggs a little bit to give it like a tang, so it's not just mayonnaise. And I'm like, well, it has to go in scrambled eggs, right? Never done that in my life, and I love mustard. It was good.
Mustard's so good. So good. So this week we begin with Megan, Michael, and Sarah. And Megan says she only kissed his friend Rock, and he calls his friend to confirm who does what.
Yeah, he has balls, man.
But the friend straight out of the gate, he's like, no, I didn't kiss her. Nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, but Megan said they did kiss. So what's the answer?
I guess his friend's lying to him. I mean, why would Megan make up something like that?
I feel it could go both ways. I feel she could have made it up because she wanted to make it look like it was more than it was, or the friend could have been lying. I feel like it could go either way.
That's fair. I mean, the friend, yeah, maybe the friend was like, no, I'm not interested, and she was into making him jealous. But I guess if that's the case, why'd she sleep with him the night before she told him?
Yeah. He also says that he doesn't want to jeopardize his daughters for a woman who's sneaky and a snake. Ugh, this guy's killing me.
He's awful. He's the worst. She says that he kissed her to make her stop crying. That doesn't make any sense to me either. That's a weird thing to do. Like, that feels almost predatory. Somebody is...
I was going to say.
They're very vulnerable, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to kiss you. How about not? Get the fuck away from me, dude.
No, I can't. It's so gross.
Gross.
I was picturing that in my head, and I'm like, ugh, yuck.
Michael tells her to go about her business, and then he just goes inside. I bet Day loved that, though, when he gets pissed and tells her to get on out of there and goes inside. Day's probably like, fuck you.
He showed her standing in that doorway the whole time.
She was not letting up. I wonder if she reported everything back to Sarah, too. Like, oh, they got in the back seat for 32 seconds, and then...
She did. I know she did.
She says he's overreacting but she still loves him. That's true, but true because he is such a little hoe himself.
I don't think they love each other at all.
She may have had, she may have loved him originally, but after finding this out, I don't understand why she stuck with him, especially if she was willing to cheat on him. I can't even say that. Like, to kiss another man. I don't know. What
I'm gonna say like it's puppy dog love. It's the kind of love because she like she thought she loved him before and then they slept together and then I'm sure what happens when it's like your first, you like feel like you're even more in love and it really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who's to say, but I just think it's like a teenage lust kind of thing or like a puppy dog thing.
yeah, I don't think it's love. I'm not sure what like you said, it's probably just puppy dog. Puppy dog
Hmm.
feelings. Next up, Brittany and Marcelino, and she is getting dressed and ready to go to Sasha's sentencing.
Yeah. Marcelino actually apologizes for how he acted. And I'm going to say this is it's seeming like it's a continuation of the fight they had from the last episode. And then this is the next day, I think, which is weird.
That's what I thought also.
Yeah.
He agrees to go with her to the courthouse for the sentencing, even though he has expressed many times that he doesn't want her around any of her jail friends. Not Amanda, not Sasha, nobody who could put her freedom in jeopardy.
Yeah. Um, and again, confusing because she's literally a felon going to a felon's hearing. And I didn't know all this stuff was allowed. Who knows?
I don't think it is. Like, I don't think she's allowed to be doing any of this just for whatever reason. The stuff that people do on this show doesn't seem to get them in trouble.
I don't know, and I'm guessing that I mean we know it's been a year in the life of Brittany, but she has not said that she's off parole. She hasn't said that or probation, whatever she's on,
No, she hasn't mentioned.
because there's no.
He says he comes off hard, but it's just because he loves her. And I believe that. I don't think he needs to be nearly as aggressive as he is with other people or with her.
No, this is definitely just how he is, though. And she had to know this. I doubt that he was any softer while they were on their in their relationship while she was still in prison. She had to know that this is what this man was like. I don't see Marcelino straying from this character that he is. Do you?
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely who he is.
Yeah, it's just him. He's not, I can't imagine him being super soft and sweet while she was in prison and then all of a sudden being this guy. That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. She's worried the judge has already made up his mind about how to sentence Sasha, and that's it's possible.
I wonder that a lot, and I watch a lot of YouTube with the judges in trials and all that, and I absolutely have thought that on my end, and I've never like been to trial and or in prison or been a criminal, but I clearly have watched a lot of it and have thought that.
It seems like it sometimes.
Yeah.
Next up, Clint and Tracie. She says she wants to be close to Alice and she wants to stay clean. These are easy words to say. It's much more difficult to see that through.
Again, I don't think she's clean now. She doesn't look clean to me.
I agree with you. I know the first time I had seen this, I thought I didn't put enough thought into it, but she doesn't look clean.
She looks haggard. She looks beyond her years by a lot. And I mean, you and I have both seen what this looks like. She's using. I don't know what she's using, but she's using. Do you ever find yourself trying to look at their arms when they're not wearing long sleeve shirts, like this
No,
certain people?
I never paid attention.
I try to catch it, but then again, we don't know who was injectable heroin users and who we don't know what drugs everyone was on. For certain people, we did.
I'm gonna guess she didn't abandon smoking meth to take up shooting heroin. Those are like
Yeah,
opposite
I
ends of the
know.
spectrum there. But I don't know. Who am I to say?
Yeah, but
He's
she also smoked crack, but I definitely know that goes hand in hand with, with meth
oh, crack.
and
That's right, not
heroin.
meth. Yeah,
Yeah.
crack.
Well, she could have been doing crack and meth. I mean, from what I've heard, that's just a it depends on the day kind of thing.
Whatever you can get a hold of, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says
Mhm.
everything is coming together like a jigsaw puzzle.
He looks terrible too. I'm sorry. He looks fucking awful.
Girl, he looks like
He's skinny too, right? He's getting skinnier.
he's skinny.
I
He
know.
looks dirty. Like he doesn't look healthy.
No, he looks awful.
I don't know if it's the stress or he is also using, but
Mm.
now Tracie says she's worried that Alice will never accept her, but she hopes that eventually she's going to come around. We've already talked about this. Go and do something to show Alice that you are trying to get better, not showing up with 3-week-old mascara on your face, 70 minutes late for brunch. Like none of these things show her that you find this relationship important.
Yeah. I don't know what happens in the next seasons. You kind of do, but I'm gonna take a wild guess that she never wins Alice over. But that's just where I'm at at this point.
I love Alice and I support whatever she tries to do. If she wanted to try, more power to her. If she wanted to stand her ground, which she's done both of these things. You know what I mean? It wasn't until his dad came to him and it was like, please, for your son, do this. Or I don't know what he said to her. I'm just making this up. But whatever he said to her, it worked. And she did it. And then they fucked it up.
Weird part of this is that Clint drops off Tracie at the whatever the hell she's at, courthouse. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. So she could sign her papers because this was her last day, and she basically signs her papers and she walks away with them, and then she's off of parole,
Right.
I guess. And he leaves and then goes to pick her up, and I was almost like, this felt like kind of like a setup to where we were supposed to think that she wasn't going to be there when he went back to pick her up. Didn't it feel like
Oh,
that?
that didn't even occur to me. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, because he
Crazy.
dropped her off in the daylight and then he goes back and it's like night. So
There's a lot of weird stuff that happen. Like I feel like they film stuff that they didn't get and they don't consider things.
mhm.
He said there was a time he thought about ending it with Tracie, but everything is super smooth now. Well, I don't know why everything's super smooth. It doesn't look that way.
I'm dying to know what ended his last two marriages, because let's not forget, this is his third marriage. He was married twice before. And in a following scene coming up, I'll be talking about that again, but I'm confused on something. But he basically he goes to pick up his paycheck and have a talk with his dad, and he's got something to say to his dad about his relationship with Tracie. But basically he's asking his dad for like advice on how he and his mom stay together. But he's been why are you asking now? You've already been married twice. This is your third marriage. What now is making you want to keep this one?
Well, he does
I'm
say,
confused.
he says he has a secret. And so at this point, we're thinking that this secret is going to affect his relationship with Tracie and that it's significant enough that he would seek this guidance from his dad now. But
Yeah.
he had at least a civil relationship with one of his ex-wives, because he worked for her. So she hired him and she was his boss. So they had a civil relationship. You wouldn't hire somebody you hated, you know.
No, but I'm dying to know what ended those marriages. I really want to know if it's drugs, honestly. But I don't know if we can ever find out. There's just like speculation here and there about Clint, but there's not any real answers.
I think that after he and Tracie split up, he kind of went radio silence at on all of the social media, if he ever had a presence to begin with. What I've
Yeah.
heard is nobody can find anything about him. And you know what? If I was in his situation, that's how I would do it too.
Yeah.
Next up, Andrea and Lamar. He walks in and she says, "Wherever you came from is where you need to go back to."
Yeah. She's growing on me. Didn't like her so much in season 1. I like her now. So he brings her gas station flowers.
Well, she
I
calls
don't
them
think those
gas.
were gas station. Yeah,
No.
I don't think those were gas station flowers because at gas stations you can't get flowers like that. You can get flowers, but not those. I'm gonna say at least Walmart, at least.
I don't know. It was a nice thought, but it doesn't fix everything. And I hate when men are
No.
like, "Oh, here's the smallest gift I could think of, so now everything's okay." I'm like, you can take those flowers and shove them where the sun doesn't shine, buddy.
Yeah, it's the easiest gift too.
Right?
Not to mention,
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of effort. He says that she would rather have him locked up because she knows where he is and what he's doing. I would say with Andrea, that's probably true.
yeah, we've heard that before. We've
Mm-hmm.
heard that statement.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why we speculate people do start these relationships in the first place. They're like, oh, they're in jail, then they can't cheat on me. Absolutely, they can.
I mean, Michael, he's
I mean,
he's a
they
prime example.
totally can. Yeah, I mean, there's so many dating sites for prisoners. Didn't name you name it.
Lamar feeling like she's turning him into a prisoner is completely understandable. It seems like she wants him to be a family man, and he is not opposed to that, but he also wants to still be just Lamar. He wants to be Lamar and he wants to be Andrea's husband and the kid's stepdad. But he wants all of it and she wants part of it. Like,
Again, I don't think that he ever promised her that he would be that. I really don't see that he said, "Hey, I'm only going to be your husband and I'm never going to be with my friends or my family and I'm only just going to be here." I don't think he ever said that. I don't know where she got this
I
from.
think she decided that's what she wanted. So she thought that that's what he had to do. You're going to take care of me.
Mhm.
You're going to take care of my kids. You're going to stay out of jail. Now, the expectation to stay out of jail is not an unrealistic one. We know first rule of prison club, don't go back to prison.
He was the one of the ones that broke it. Do we know if they're still married? Are they still married?
I don't know. The last I heard, she had like given up and moved back to Utah, but I don't know, to be honest. I think she kind of stays out of the headlines now too.
Aw.
He doesn't feel like he did anything wrong, but he's willing to apologize to her anyway to keep the peace.
Yeah. He even made a homemade mistletoe, and Andrea says it's a ghetto toe.
Yeah, he took the branches that fell off the tree and tied them together, but it was sweet. It was really cute.
That was cute. I actually would have. She does start laughing and forgives him. I would have laughed at that. That would have got me.
She says her goal is to get him to move to Utah, but we already knew that. We always knew that that's what she wanted. She wanted a husband to come back to Utah to convert to Mormonism and continue that life with her, but that was never in the cards for him. It didn't seem to ever be anything that he even suggested that he was going to do.
I cannot picture Lamar's Mormon man. I'm sorry.
But
Furthest thing from it.
by her Mormon standards or by typical Mormon standards?
I mean, yeah. I mean, she's pushing the envelope on Mormonism, but he would be even more ridiculous.
Yeah. Next up, Scott and Lizzie. She picks him up for the date and tells him that they are going to the beach.
They're the only ones on this damn beach. I'm like, is this even a warm day? Like, how is there no one on this beach?
Well, the ridiculous things like because she refused to tell him where they were going or what they were doing, he had to go and change his clothes before they could even get out the friggin' door.
Yeah. I mean, and I was watching this with Dave, and Dave lost it, cracked up when Scott comes out into the doorway holding his baby picture over his penis.
Mm-mm-mm. I saw more of Scott than I needed to see, even with it blurred out.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And she tells him he looks so good. What are you getting at, Lizzie? Like, what are you trying to get? Because you've never really complimented Scott. You've never, like, what is your end goal here?
Yeah, she's looking for something. I think that here's my opinion. She's finding out that it's harder than she thought when she's on the outside to catfish men into supporting her
Yep.
because she's now an old woman. Basically, she's a middle-aged woman and she's not going to find money because she's not a young tart anymore.
I wouldn't say she's an old woman, but she's not a 20-year-old woman anymore. I mean, she's only
No,
40, but
but she's middle-aged now.
yeah.
She's literally the age that very rich men who are looking for sugar babies, they don't want a 40-year-old woman.
Not when you can grab a 20-year-old girl. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's
she asks him about Charlene, and then she starts yelling at him because Charlene is staying with him. Now, he and Charlene have been friends, if I'm not mistaken, for no less than 15 years. Like, it has been a
yeah,
really long time that they have been best friends. She needed a place to stay. Scott and Lizzie are broken up, so he doesn't have to give a shit what Lizzie thinks about anything. I would let her move
yeah,
in too. But what I would have done if I were Scott is say, too fucking bad. She's staying. She's not going anywhere. I'm not kicking her out because you are so insecure.
yeah. And I the sad part is and we don't know yet, but I feel like he is gonna kick her out because of Lizzie. I don't know what happens, but I feel like he would do that, and it's really sad. Also, his bad teeth are back, so I was wrong about the fixing his teeth. He must have had the snap-in teeth when in the beginning of this Life After Lockup section here of episodes.
I mean, he finally gets mad enough to yell at her,
That's the first we've seen.
as he should, because he hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything wrong. Next up, Clint and Tracie, who we see for just a moment, and he was talking to a girl on social media named Stephanie. This is the secret.
Yes. Well, at least we didn't have to wait 5 episodes to hear Clint's damn secret. And honestly, this is juicier than Megan's secret because Clint and Tracie are literally in a real relationship
They're
and he's
married.
talking to women behind her back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know if it was before they were married, while she was in jail. We don't know. It sounded like it's since she's been out, I guess. Or maybe it was when they after they got married and she went back to prison. I don't know.
I got the impression it was in prison, but or when she went back for that
Yeah,
time, but I don't know. He could still be talking to him, or this could be another one of the missing folder kind of things where they're like, make something up, like give us some drama.
could be. Yeah, it could be a missing folder, but I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, if he is talking to her, he's not stopping. I don't know why. Maybe it's just from life experience, but I don't know. I felt it in my soul that he's not going to stop talking to this woman if he is. Yeah, I really did.
I feel like he's obsessed with Tracie, and I don't know
Mm,
why if he did it while she was in jail, then it makes sense to me because he was lonely and they were fighting and they get back together and then they weren't. But ultimately, his dad's like, look, you just have to end this. Which
See, it sounded like he was still talking to her by the way that the dad was talking. He's like, you have to end this.
it does sound like he was still talking. Not the way Clint presented it, but the way his dad responded to it made it sound like there was still something going on. And Clint does the same thing he does about everything and starts talking about how he's worried that if Tracie finds out that she's going to snap, she's going to start using again. Just a
Oh,
miserable way to live your life.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Next, we're back to Megan, Michael, and Sarah. He says he hasn't been a saint, but Megan cheated with his friend. All right. And you cheated on your wife, who's pregnant with your baby.
How do you cheat on someone who's married? He's fully married in a marriage, not broken up, not divorced, not separated, and he's yelling at his mistress for cheating on him. That's bizarre and nuts.
It's weird. The level of, and I hate the word narcissism because it's so overused in our society, but
Yeah.
Michael strikes me as a narcissist. You know what I mean? Or I don't even know. Who am I to diagnose him? I am nobody to diagnose him. But just to be able to feel as justified in his feelings as he does is crazy work. Megan could be screwing somebody on your mom's front porch, and it's still not as bad as what you did to your wife.
Yep. Oh, the way Michael talks in circles, everything that Michael does screams he is blatantly a narcissist. And like you said, I'm not a doctor, but he hits every mark. Every mark.
Everybody's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband is not a narcissist. That's not the way it works. But he strikes me as
Yeah.
somebody. So he's been trying to get in contact with Sarah since the argument. I don't even want to call it an argument. That's a fight. That was a full-blown fight. But she isn't answering him. And more power to her. Right on, Sarah. Like, never answer this motherfucker again.
Yeah. I really, really thought she was never gonna answer that phone. Um Emmy's gonna go to the hospital with her. Where is Sarah's family? Does she have family?
I think she just has her mom. My guess, and I'm just making this up, but my guess is she's keeping Aviana while they go to the hospital for the induction.
Okay. Okay.
So Sarah says that she wants him there, but she's still really angry with him. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I can fully understand that whole statement. Not unreasonable at all. I definitely would want the father of the child there, even if we are fighting, especially because they're technically still together. So he wants his PO to give him the travel pass to go see his baby being born. But like Sarah says, why the hell didn't you plan this well before the baby was born or being born?
Don't wait
Yeah,
till the day of her induction to go. And he goes, oh, yeah, because I didn't ask because I was going today. She goes, don't you go every week? He says, yeah. Well, why the fuck? Why didn't you ask last week or the week before or, the previous 9 months we've waited for this to happen?
here's my thought on that. In full blown, okay. He didn't because he thought he was going to spend more time with Megan because he didn't know they were going to have this fight.
Yes.
That is what this motherfucker was doing.
Yeah.
Sorry about my language.
But you're.
He thought he was going to choose more time with Megan over the birth of his child.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. He missed Aviana being born too because he was on parole in Atlanta. So now he's going to miss both of his kids.
For some reason, I wrote his phone screen is smashed.
She says she has a lot of fear and anxiety about the birth, but also about raising two kids alone. And that's a legitimate thing to be concerned about. I mean, when you go from one kid to two kids, it's completely different.
Mm-hmm. Daycare, Michael's not putting any money towards any of this, so she's got to work. She's got to take care of two kids. She's got to do daycare. She's got to buy all the food, all the clothes, all the formula, all the diapers.
So
Yeah.
if the father of a child is in prison, they obviously would not get child support from that person because there would be no money to be had, right? Is there some type of payment that the mothers or the other parent can get to help raise that child?
I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it would be something public assistance wise. There probably is a program for prison wives. I'm assuming. I mean, for at least for ones with children, there has to be.
If anybody knows
Um,
the answer to that question, jump over to the Facebook group and let us know, or you can email us or private message us.
Could be, though, it does, like everything else, it's probably going to depend on how much Sarah makes, and it doesn't look like Sarah's hurting for money, so it could be she makes enough where she wouldn't get assistance. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He said that her giving birth is like him giving birth, which clearly shows he's never given birth or been present for a birth before.
I hate him so much. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. She says she's not the one who took it away from him. And she's 100% right. Everything that has happened to him is his fault.
Not in his mind, though.
Of course
If he
not.
could blame Sarah for everything, he would.
He tries. He says that hearing that she needed him and that she's alone, he has decided to leave and violate parole by cutting off his tether. Genius idea. I see no problems in that logic.
No, he could have done things correctly, but of course he didn't. Shock. And mom basically says he's going backwards, not forwards. Mom, I don't think he ever has gone forward in his entire life. The only thing he did going forward was putting two children onto this planet. That's about it.
She did lay it down for him, though. I mean, like, she was telling him, you're not going anywhere. You're acting stupid and you haven't changed and you're going to end up in prison and we don't deserve this.
Yep.
Next up, we are back to Andrea and Lamar, and they're at a, quote, ghetto car wash. They talk about their first time in a car wash, as you remember, right after she picked him up, and she was making those horrible noises.
Yeah. I now I remember this.
And he said, I didn't think that Mormons did that. And she goes, I do.
She breaks all the Mormon rules.
Then we're back to Michael, Megan, and Sarah. And Megan meets up with her friend B. And she's telling him everything that Michael said.
Yeah. And she told him that she did tell Michael about Rock, and her friend is basically like, you need to find something better.
Find something better to do. Take up bowling. B says, how do you know there's no one else? Which is an excellent question. I mean, there is someone else, but how do you know there's not also someone else?
There's a good chance that there's someone else.
I feel like pretty strongly there is. We just don't know about it yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Michael told her that she was dirty for kissing his friend. She's dirty.
So many of these things I would have like literally smacked this guy. I could not.
Pop his skinny ass straight in the nose, right?
Oh geez. Would have took everything in my power not to.
Right? So Megan's been calling Michael, but he hasn't answered. And she says, well, we're not over. We're just on a break.
Yeah, I believe her.
I feel like there is so much denial going on in this episode.
Yeah, I don't think they're done at all.
Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned this. B tells her to find somebody better. There's got to be somebody better.
There is.
Literally anyone. Let's ask the waiter out, you know?
Anyone.
Megan is not an unattractive girl. She is a pretty girl. She could find someone to be with who isn't going to do these things.
Yep.
She just needs to come to terms with herself and not accept that she's going to be with somebody who has a wife and children and is pregnant and with somebody who's lying to her. It's just,
She has I don't understand this one because it's not like she's got like a past or she's a former criminal, or a former drug addict or anything sketchy at all. This is just a normal girl. She was a virgin, although I hate that word. She had everything going for her. She literally could have found anyone so much better. Literally anyone.
it's like she's searching out red flags.
Oh my gosh, she definitely is. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Next up, Brittany and Marcelino. She hasn't been to the courthouse since she was sentenced herself, so that's got to be kind of scary.
Yeah, she seemed really freaked out. She wants the best outcome for Sasha. Of course
Of
she
course.
does, and
Mm-hmm.
Sasha wants it also.
Right. Sasha made a statement on her own behalf. And I don't know why I expected it to be different than it was. Like, I expected it to be this poetic, beautiful written
Yeah.
statement. And it was just like, hey, I've tried really hard to be a good person. I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of statements like that. So I don't honestly know.
It was hard to hear a little bit, but yeah, you're right. It was like a crying and a rambling. And I thought so. I thought the same thing. I really thought she was going to have something prepared. It didn't sound like she had anything prepared. She was just rambling on.
The judge says that the crime wouldn't have happened at all without her. So even though she didn't pull the trigger, she was still responsible for the two deaths that took place. The judge sentences her to 120 to 432 months.
Yeah. And Brittany starts crying and she's like, that's almost 10 years. And I couldn't do the math. I don't think it's 10 years because it said that she would be eligible for parole in 2025. And I understand that's eligible for parole, which would mean that's the low end of what she's actually going to get.
Well, 120 months is 10 years.
Okay. Oh, okay. So but 2025 is not 10 years from where we were at. That's where I was writing it
From
down.
2015? 2015 to
Oh,
2025 would be
well,
10
she had
years.
time served. She had time
Mm-hmm.
served
Yeah, she had
because
some time.
this show right now at this point would have been in 2019, right?
I don't know. I would have to look up the original air date. And then it would have been
Okay.
a year
Yeah.
before that, before when it happened, because they record and then air, I think, nearly a year later.
Yep. I forgot that she had already been in prison and she was out on conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So she already had time served.
Right.
That would make sense.
Next, we're back to Scott and Lizzie. She starts the argument over Charlene living there again. She
Yeah,
does.
Scott's like, can we start over? Start over from where? What point are we starting over from?
Oh, exactly. She does admit to being jealous, which I thought was a huge step for her. Not that it wasn't like she's like, "Oh, I'm jealous, help me. This is why I'm acting like this." She's like, "I'm jealous, and also you have to do what I say."
For some reason, I believed that she was jealous, though. I don't know why.
It's just because she wanted everything that he had to go to her. I don't think she was jealous that Charlene was living there. She was
Yeah,
just jealous that Charlene was getting some part of his money that she wasn't,
yeah,
or attention or whatever it was.
exactly.
So they arrive at the beach for a picnic, which is a nice date idea. I'm surprised that she came up with it. I don't know if she like Googled it or what, but uh
But again, empty ass beach. There is no one there,
it looked a little cold. That's my guess.
right?
I guess any day that's cold is not a good day for a picnic on the beach. But in true Scott fashion, he gives her a black box. And then the scene ends there. So we don't know what's in that box yet.
Yeah, but don't forget about the part where she literally drapes her legs over him, and I'm like, come on, man.
I am so over her. I am so over her. Next up, Clint and Tracie. He arrives at the airport to meet her. And he says he is not going to tell her about talking to Stephanie. Why did you go talk to your dad if you're going to ignore what he said?
I feel like eventually he's gonna tell her. I don't know if that's the case, but I feel like he's gonna tell her. And he brings her champagne because I guess, well, let's game on and let's just drink. It's the last day.
If you're going to Vegas, I feel like champagne is the least of your problems. Like,
Yeah,
you've made
sprinkles a
several
little crack in that.
several poor ideas here. Poor decisions.
Yeah.
She says she would have gone back to her street life and never gotten off parole if it hadn't been for Clint. And I'm glad that she recognized that and that he was able to encourage her and get her through to at least the point where she was able to get off of parole.
But if she were truly ready to be her, quote unquote clean and not a criminal anymore, she wouldn't need a man to just make that decision and change her life. She shouldn't be Clint. That's the reason. You should just want a better life for yourself and to change.
I think that's true, but we find motivation in other people sometimes. Sometimes the way that you feel about
Yeah.
somebody else, whether it's good or bad, will motivate you, give you that motivation you need. whether it's
Sometimes.
out of spite or love. Some people find it
Yeah.
that way. She said she wasn't allowed to drink on parole, but we know that she did. And she says, so she wants to celebrate and have a few drinks. I mean, you did have a few drinks. You had a few drinks, at least we know for certain, before you went back to jail when you were getting your hair done. You went to a bar and then ordered the drinks. Yes, they did not show you drinking, but I still have trouble believing you didn't.
She totally did. Sorry. She didn't have a Coke. She had a tequila shot with a Coke chaser.
Ugh, something else. We round this episode up with Megan, Michael, and Sarah, and he feels betrayed by Megan kissing Rock, and it's made him realize that his kids are the most important thing to him. That's all it took, Lisa.
Ugh. Ugh. I hate him. I hate him so much.
He's like, I feel like at this point, his mom has had enough of the bullshit. She's just over it, and she's not holding back. She's not going after him, like, at the throat, but she is saying what she has to say as opposed to being quiet and letting him get away with everything. She tells him to do the fatherly thing and not violate. And she says, if you leave, don't come back.
But again, she doesn't mean that. She's always letting him back. It's sickening. We know this. We know he's coming back.
It does show her level of frustration, though, which is understandable. It's frustrating that this is the moment that he goes, oh, Sarah's so important to me. Now that Megan kissed Rock, now Sarah and my babies are the only thing that matter.
Oh my God. Mom's like, when it's time to see the baby, you'll see the baby. Like, don't go to jail, just see your baby.
Right?
Because Megan kissed Rock, and now you want to see the baby.
Oh my goodness.
It feels like a book. Like, it's like the Babysitter Club book. Like, where are we? Are we adults here?
Yeah. His mom tells him he better not leave, and he leaves.
Yeah, we don't know what happens. We'll know.
Like, let's keep in mind that I know they're building up drama, but he had to go see his PO anyway, so he could have just left to go see his PO.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, we're suspense. We're in full on Johanna or whatever her
Jonna.
name is. Lost
Yeah.
folder.
Jonna and Garrett.
We're full on lost folder moment, and Megan's got a secret and all this shit.
What a mess. Who's your VIP for this week?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Andrea just because she keeps making me laugh, and she has a great sense of humor. So, and just because I didn't like her, and now I do, and I don't know why.
My VIP is Michael's mom for trying to keep him on the straight. And your POS?
Michael. It's a toss-up between Michael and Megan, but in this particular episode, it is definitely Michael.
So this week my POS is Lizzie because she was insisting that he kick Charlene out, which pissed me off. I was like, I want to kick you out and you don't even live there.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I don't know. I need to get more Lizzie under my belt in this season before I can make her a full-blown POS.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, one rose from a gas station. She said, aw babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Magic matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.